Hello and welcome to JP5Takes, and today I'll be doing my Tennessee Titan recap against the Indianapolis Colts, where we was victorious. What was the score? 31-17, I believe. And what a crazy game that was. It was much closer than the score says, obviously, because just looking at the score, it looks like we had it under control, but it was a close game. We was losing by 10 in the second half. So, to be honest, Titans are not a team that likes to come back from behind. Most of the time, if we're losing by 10 in the second half, and I know a lot of Titan fans will agree with me when I say this, but we do not win those games very often at all. We actually most of the time I feel like it's like a snowball effect. Once we get down by 10 in the second half, we lose by a bunch more likely than as actually coming back from behind and winning. But I'll take it. It was a big win for us. I thought our season was on the line for this game, and I don't think I'm being dramatic. Yes, we'd be 6-6, and so obviously we still have a chance mathematically and stuff. But if we lose that, we would be 1-3 in the division, and that's and 0-2 against the Colts, which is a team that we could be tied with at the end of the season. So I thought we needed to win that because our division record wasn't very good. Honestly, I was looking before this game started. I was looking at teams that we could be tied with at the end of the year: the Steelers, the Raiders, the Texans, and the Colts. All of those teams had a better conference record than we did as well. So one, we needed this win because it was an AFC team. Two, we needed to win it because we needed to improve our division record. So there was so much on the line for this, and obviously we needed just to win it because it's a win to make us 7-5 instead of 6-6. So there's so much riding on this, and just if we took another L in the conference, took another L in the division, I thought this thing would be game over for us if we lost. But we won it, so that kills two birds with one stone, because one obviously makes our record better. It puts us ahead of the Colts. It puts the Colts down. I think that puts them back to the wall. Next week we could do the same thing if we beat the Oakland Raiders. And I'm assuming they're going to lose to the Chiefs today. So if they lose to the Chiefs today, we beat them next Sunday, I think the Raiders are kind of out of it. So we could really help ourselves with that. Well, honestly, we could help ourselves going after that because we played the Texans twice. So really, these teams are playing this huge, not just because we need to win, but it's huge because these are teams that's going to be in the playoff race with us. So, I'm definitely not getting too excited here. I'm saying playoff bound. We got a tough schedule coming up. I think we'll win next week. I think I'm going to take a win. I think we'll win that one. But we could easily be 0-3 in the next week, next 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks, honestly. So we could lose those. So I'm definitely not saying we're out of the clearing. We're in the clearing now. It's still a long way to go, but that was the right step in the right direction. So anyway, recap. So talk about the game a little bit. I thought our defense could have been better, and yes, we only allowed 17 points. And so some people might say, well, let's not get too picky, especially in today's NFL. 17 points wasn't bad, but you got to take a couple things into account here. One, they did not have to start running back. Two, they did not have Eric Ebron. Three, they did not have T.Y. Hilton. They didn't even have the Parrish Campbell. No, I can't remember. Maybe that's the name. The receiver they drafted this year, rookie, he's a pretty good receiver. Anyway, so they was missing most of the offense here, okay? So honestly, when I saw this, like, okay, we shouldn't allow too many points, and this should be a decently easy win. And there's never an easy win, especially in the division and on the road. But I'm like, we should win this one because they don't have any weapons on offense. And I thought we struggled. We let them move down the field too much. We got lucky because I guess we did have a little bit of a bend but do not break thing because they moved down, and we did make them stall a couple times in the red zone with a field goal, which they made. But then we had 2 blocks, as you know, and we had one that just missed. So if you add those points up, that would have been huge swing in the game. But thankfully for us, our special teams is coming huge for us. It won us the game in Kansas City. It won us this game. So it's been a long time since we had good special teams. Maybe this is the start of something good, because special teams are huge. If you can have good special teams, it can win you a game or 2 or maybe even 3 in the season. In a 16-game season, that's huge. So that's something I am really excited about, is our special teams making plays to help us win and not helping us lose. Because I feel like in the past we've always had special teams that help us lose, but it's nice to actually have one that's helping us get the win. So that was huge. But again, I think our defense, I wish I saw us forcing more 3-and-outs, getting the ball back. Didn't see it, but I guess at the end of the day, we did well enough to get the win, and that's what matters. On offense, it's kind of weird. I thought our defense played not as good as the score says, and I thought our offense didn't play as well as the score said. We scored 24 offense points. That's not bad, but I wasn't super impressed with our offense. I thought we went 3-and-out too many times. The fumbling with Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill, and then honestly, yeah, I'll get to that in a second. But anyway, so with the fumbling like that, we turned the ball over too much. We were stalled too many times, went 3-and-out too many times. But we ended up getting the points. I thought our offensive line we've been better on the offensive line the last couple weeks, but we looked a little bit more like the offensive line that was protected from Mariota, not Tannehill, today. But for the most part, we got enough points to win the game, and that's huge. I'll say this: I thought, what's to say? Ryan Tannehill was kind of quiet a lot of the game, and I thought I saw some things that Mariota likes to do, and that's. No, you look, he's not throwing terrible passes, but he's just taking terrible sacks instead. Well, yeah, he a lot of sacks, you want to blame the offensive line, but sometimes, throw it, and he's got us, moving around, just kind of doing this, and he gets a sack, and you're like, okay, that might be just as much as Tannehill as far as the offensive line. I saw a lot of that for Tannehill, but at the end of the day, he was 2 touchdowns, and he didn't throw a pick, and that's one thing I like. He's protecting the ball pretty well, other than the fumbles. He's getting some fumbles, which he needs to clean up. I especially didn't like this fumble he had. Sometimes if you're looking off in the field and someone comes up behind you or in front of you, but you don't see them, they hit the ball. I don't really blame you that much because you didn't see that coming. But with that fumble he had, he saw the guy because he's running away from the guy, but he's still holding the ball with one hand out and he just swatted out. I'm like, if you see the guy, you got to have better ball protection than that. Thankfully, that didn't bite us in the butt. And I did not like our offense, how when Kevin Byard got his pick, and we was losing 17-14, I wanted that to be pick 6. I'm like, because if Kevin Byard's not taking that in, we're going to go 3-and-out, kick a field goal, and just have a tie game instead of being up by 4. And that's exactly what we did. We went 3-and-out, kicked the field goal. So anyway, that was a little disappointing. But again, I do like how this was a little bit different, than Tannehill and Mariota. I do like it was 3rd and 6. It was a huge throw down for us, actually. We just got a pick from Logan Ryan. And it was 3rd and 6. And if we didn't make it, they would have had enough time to go down there and maybe score a touchdown. So the game was not over at all. But instead of us throwing, I feel like we would have done a lot. It's throwing a 2-yard pass, don't make it, punt the ball. Tannehill threw that long one. One, it was a good pass. And 2, it was aggressive. I like that. Threw that long pass to Raymond and got the touchdown. I like that. I was very impressed with that because as much as I want to defend Mariota, I don't think Mariota would have thrown that ball. And I was very impressed with that. I just wish sometimes on offense, I feel like our drives do better when we're throwing to the receivers more Humphreys, A.J. Brown, and Corey Davis. Let's throw to those more instead of so much for Pruitt and Fosco. I think our offense is best when A.J. Brown and Corey Davis are getting used more. And Adam Humphreys, I like this touchdown. Let's talk about that A.J. Brown. That whole fumble drop thing was kind of confusing to me because more I looked at it, that was to me a fumble. It was clearly a fumble to me, okay? And to me, it was clear that the Colts got that, and I didn't think he didn't. But I was thankful that they said that the Colts was out of bounds something when they got it. But this one makes no sense to me that they didn't move us. If it was a fumble and it would go out of bounds, we should have got the 1st down and be 1st and 10, and that would have been huge for us because we ended up punting it because of that. But anyway, so they called it a fumble, but the ball went out of bounds. But yet then they called it 2nd and 10 instead of 1st and 10. That makes no sense to me. So they kind of, through that situation, they kind of screw over both teams, if you ask me. Because one, I think it should have been Colts ball. They said no to that, so that messed the Colts up. But then instead of being 1st and 10 for us, they made it 2nd and 10. So it was, I think the refs messed that thing all up, honestly. It's very confusing, but I wish just at the end of the day, I wish A.J. Brown held on to the ball. I really like A.J. Brown, but I feel like every game there's one little thing that was annoying, or that's annoying. But he's a rookie, and at the end of the day, I still think him and Derrick Henry are our best 2 explosive offensive players. Derrick Henry's a beast. He always is at the end of the year. And, this is every game he's getting over 100 yards. He's getting touchdowns. He's probably the hardest back in the league right now. We got to keep this guy. Got to keep Logan Ryan. I mean, those are 2 people that could lose this offseason. That would hurt our team off, big time. So we need to bring those 2 back. So at the end of the day, I think it wasn't a pretty game, but defense made just enough plays to win. Offense made just enough plays to win, and that actually impresses me in the sense that Titans, we like to, especially in division games. At the end, we actually make we don't make those plays we need to win the game. We did it today. We got the win. Well, 7-5. Well, if the Texans lose to the Patriots, which I think they will, we'll be tied with them record-wise. I think they have a better record in the division, so they would have the tiebreaker. But record-wise, we'd be tied with them. We play them 2 more times this year. This thing's not over, not by a long shot. But so I'm just happy we're playing meaningful games in December. That's always exciting. Tannehill's been great. He's been better than I thought he would. So he's helping this transition, at least to me, from Mariota to Tannehill much easier because he's playing well. Let's hope we can, he continues that in Oakland, and I think we should beat Oakland. So, maybe we could be 8-5. I'm looking forward to that. But anyway, so that's my conclusion. Good job, Titans. We get if we get a point win in the division, in the conference. So anyway, so tighten up, and I'll see you on Tuesday, Wednesday, one or the other when I make my other JP5 Take videos. And until next time, I'll see you later, JP.